When it comes to manifesting, there are a lot of people that are doing huge mistakes when they are manifesting their dream lives, their dream partner, their dream job, or really anything else manifesting. In this video, I want to talk to you about what is the huge mistake and how to avoid doing it, and what to do instead that will get you the results that you actually want. So first of all, I want to start by sharing with you where in the chakras, when we talk about the concept of manifesting, where does it manifest within the chakras? And what I've learned through my inner journey into the chakras is that when we are trying to manifest, when we are manifesting, all of the chakras are involved. All of them are involved, and all of them have to be somewhat balanced and aligned in order to actually manifest something. Whatever it is that we want, they all have to be balanced and aligned in order for us to actually manifest the thing that we want. If our energy centers, if our energy body is aligned, if our energy centers are aligned, then this is what the first step when we actually try to manifest. Look into your energy body, look into your energy centers, and make sure you're balancing them. And make sure as you manifest something, see and tune in where in your energy centers you have energies that are out of balance, that are literally going to keep the process of the manifestation stuck. Right? So if you want to learn how to start working with your energy centers and how to start aligning them and balancing them in a way that is sustainable, I want to invite you to watch this video that I created. I'm going to also link in the description below this video and another video about what you need to know when you start working with the chakras. Because as you know, I'm all about the chakras. When we talk about the concept of manifestations, it is going to matter what's happening in your energy centers. I actually want to share with you a real life story from my experience that like maybe you can learn from my experience and know that this is not the right way to do manifestation when you work on manifestation. Before going into the story, I do want to say that I actually am really happy and grateful that this happened to me. And it's exactly what needed to happen to me, because this is exactly what I needed to learn from this experience, which I'll tell you in a second. And also, I learned a lot about manifestation too from that experience. So I had to go through this to learn all of these beautiful, amazing lessons that I'm now, okay, I've experienced it and I learned it. And of course, we all have our own ways that we and our souls, our higher selves, want us to learn different lessons. We came here to this planet, to this earth, to learn different lessons. So I think it's great to watch videos, and maybe, you know, if you see something in this video or another video that like give you a guidance or a framework around specific thing. But at the end of the day, there are certain things that you are going to have to experience for yourself in order to learn the best way. In every situation that we have in this world, we can either learn from it or not learn from it. And what I mean is that every single thing that is there for our lives, whether if it's physical disease or physical hurt in the body, physical illness, whether if it's fear, lack of self-worth, maybe something happened in relationships, maybe my car broke down, maybe I got fired from work. Every single thing in this reality is here with a message, is here with teaching for you. So I am saying this because I want to invite you to look into your life and see where do I have something that I maybe get mad at, or I maybe like, I don't understand why this is happening to me. And what if you ask yourself, what is it that I can learn from this lesson? What is the lesson here for me? Because guess what? If we're not picking up on the lessons that's being represented to us, it's going to keep happening in different ways to try to teach us the lesson until we actually get the lesson, until we actually learn from it. So I think, the reason I'm saying like it's either we learn or we don't learn, there is always an opportunity for us to learn. But a lot of the times we don't want to learn. A lot of the times we go into victim, we go into, oh, I don't know why this is happening to me. I'm so miserable, like, all this like victim kind of consciousness. And the lesson is still there. It's just we choose to be a victim to it, and we choose to not look at the lesson. So there's still a choice here. So I want to invite you to also be aware that there is a choice here for you. And I know some people may be triggered by it, by what I'm saying now, or maybe annoyed that I'm saying that, because there are really horrible things that are happening, like really, really horrible things that are happening for us on this planet Earth. But this is Earth school. And this is where we get to learn lessons. So instead of like letting a thing keep happening over and over and over again in different ways, in different flavors in our lives, what if we actually sit down and have a deep self-reflection with ourselves and ask like, okay, why is this here? What is it trying to teach me? What is the lesson here? And if you're someone that have something like that in your life and you maybe try to sit with it and you feel like you're not quite able to get to it by yourself, I want you to know that this is what I do with my clients. And I want to invite you to check out the description below, and you can book a free discovery call with me and just maybe chat and talk about what that may look like for you, if you're interested, if you feel called, if you feel the draw, if you feel the pull in your body. So what happened is what was the year? It was in 2021. I moved to Austin, Texas from Vegas. I was in Vegas for 6 years. I don't know what I did there, but on the way to Austin from Vegas, I had a 20-hour drive. And on the way, I did a lot of practices of manifestation and affirmations and speaking and recording it too, and like really feeling it in my body. And one thing I've manifested, one thing I called into my life was my partner. And I was speaking to the universe, saying exactly what I want. Exactly the list of, I want a man that is this and this and this, and like very like specific list, specific attributes for that person. When I made the list and when I manifested and spoke it to the universe, I was very present in my body. I was very much in my body. I was very much aware to my body. And I think that was a huge piece for the manifestation. And then later that year, or maybe, sorry, it was beginning of 2022, I met someone. And the person that I met had everything that I wanted on that list. It's almost like I said in the beginning of our relationship, I was telling the universe, wow, like this is exactly what I wanted. This is exactly what I manifested. Oh my gosh, I can really manifest things. Like this is actually working. And then a few months after, some things started happening in our relationship. Like a lot of issues started to come online. It started becoming very emotionally and verbally abusive. And I don't like to use labels, but it was not really healthy. It turned to not be healthy. And I really remember like then like I was really still like, wow, everything I wanted on the list is what I wanted in that man. But there is a lot of things that I did not mention on that list. There's a lot of things that I forgot to mention on that list. So this is a huge lesson here, because this is where the universe told me, oh, this is what you want? Here you go. Take what you want. And again, depending on which perspective I'm looking at, on what lens I'm looking at, because if I'm looking at it from like a higher perspective, I'm like, oh yes, I manifested this person because there was a really huge and important lesson for me to learn from that relationship. And there was a lot of lessons for me that I received, that I'm grateful for, that I received from that relationship. One huge lesson, for example, is that I learned that I need to honor myself no matter what. That I learned that no matter what, no matter who, I always have to honor myself and not let anyone speak to me in a certain way, and honor myself with the environment that I'm surrounding myself, that I'm allowing to surround myself with certain people, with certain energies. So again, if we're looking at it from that perspective, yes, my soul knew what I needed to manifest in order for me to have this crucial lesson about that. There was, of course, there was a lot of other lessons I learned from that relationship, because there was, after getting out of that relationship, I really sat down and I was like, why did this happen? Like, what was the lesson for me to learn here? And I didn't know at the time that this is actually what we need to do when we coming out of a like unhealthy relationship. This is what we need to do, because unhealthy relationships, they came with like messages, or they come with learning, they come with lessons. And if we don't learn the lessons, we keep repeating the same, we keep dating the same people, just in different bodies, if that makes sense. We keep repeating this pattern. I don't know if you are someone that, you know, dated, you know, horrible people in the past, or like had horrible experiences with like in unhealthy relationships, like toxic relationships. Maybe you are someone that experienced being with someone who is a narcissist, right? And I don't know if you notice that this could be in your life a pattern that can repeat over and over and over again, going from this relationship to a different relationship, but it's like same but different, and then a different relationship, same but different. But then when you actually learn the lesson of what is here to teach you, like, why do I keep attracting these kind of people and these kind of energies? If you're not learning the lessons, it keeps happening. It keeps happening. You know, I don't know if you, please let me know in the comments below if you someone that experienced that, if you're someone that is experiencing that, if you're someone that knows someone who's experiencing that. I would be really curious to know. So let me know, please, in the comments below. So for me, I sat down and I learned, like, what was the lesson for me here? And I made a list of lessons. What was a lesson for me, you know, here? And then I also wrote a letter to my ex-partner after we broke up, wrote a letter of everything that I had to, like, that I felt and everything that I wanted to tell him. Of course, I didn't send it to him, but I wrote it just to kind of release it from myself. And then I also made 5 lists of, after that, what is no way in a relationship? What is no way in a relationship? What is must have in a relationship? What is negotiable in a relationship? What are my values as a person? What is important for me to have in a relationship? What are my core values? And why he's not. So it can be for you, like, whatever partner that you had that didn't work out for whatever reason. It doesn't have to be like toxic relationship, like super abusive. It can be like, oh, we had a great relationship, but it didn't work out for whatever reason. Maybe the reason is that you have different life path, like different path. Like maybe you are someone that is very much like a truth seeker, and you're very much like devoted to your spiritual journey, and the person that you were with is just not, even though they were a good person. So it doesn't have to be like something dramatic, but just like saying why they not, the person that you're referring to, why they are not. After really integrating that lesson, and really, when I say integrating, like really feeling that deeply in my body. I was mentioning that in one of my other YouTube videos, where a little bit after we broke up, I had this really huge moment with myself where I sat down and I almost tattooed on my soul that no matter what, I'm never, ever not gonna not honor myself ever again. This is not happening ever again. And it was a very deep moment. It was very like, it wasn't just like a thought, oh, like, yeah, you know, or like a mantra that I'm saying like mindlessly. It was a very deep moment for me with myself to really feel it deep in my core. And I mean, after this, like 2 months later, I met my soulmate. 2 months later, I met this man that was like in the complete opposite side of the spectrum. It was so disorienting for me because it was so opposite, and it was 2 months difference. And in the beginning of our relationship, I was like, I need to take this really slow. I actually thought that I needed like 2 years of break of just like not being in a relationship because that was so intense. But somehow, we took it really slow, but it was like so disorienting because it was like totally the complete opposite. And so what this taught me was that, yeah, like I needed to learn the lesson from that relationship. I needed to realign myself with myself, like really having this deep moment and like realigning myself, who I am and what I'm not gonna take in this life anymore, and what I am gonna take in this life. And it was a felt sense. It was like the word that's coming up is like a frequency resonance. Like it's almost like I was tuning, if you can kind of picture in your mind like what I'm saying, like kind of tuning like a radio frequency. I was tuning myself into what was the right station, right? I was tuning myself to that right station, and once I was in that right station, I was matching myself, my frequency, into that thing that I wanted the most, that person. So you see the difference. I didn't even try, you guys. I didn't even try to do that. I didn't even try. Like, you see how before I said like, oh, this is what I want, this is what I want, this is what I want. It was more like an external experience. It was more like, oh, I want that thing. Oh, I want a man who's really masculine. I want a man that is really well off. I want a man that is whatever. And I have this list of like labels basically. And when I said those things, I was matching my frequency to these things. I was matching my like frequency resonance, like my radio station, to these things. And there are so many values that I didn't mention. So I was matching myself to this, and then what I brought in was what matched that. And then when I got out of that relationship and what I learned the lessons from that relationship, and then what I did was not like, okay, I'm gonna attract this man now, but instead I was tuning the frequency, that I was tuning the radio to what it is that I deserve. What is it that what means for me to honor myself? I was tuning the frequency to my own core, to my own truth, to the highest truth of who I am and what I want for myself in this life. And then, plop, accident, 2 months later, I met this person that now we're getting married in 2 months. And it has been absolutely, sometimes I'm thinking to myself, like, how the heck did I end up in a relationship like this, considering what I've been through in my life? Like the trauma that I've been through, where I came from. I came from a cult. If it's your first time here, you've never heard my story, but I came from an extreme cult in Israel, where women are super repressed. Like the self-worth that you have as a woman is like so low, like because women are like pretty much nothing. They don't count in where I came from. And so for me to experience this relationship with my partner currently, that we go really deep together, we both like, we have our life path is aligned to the same direction. We both are truth seekers. We both are committed to ourselves, to our growth, to each other, to life, to authenticity, to integrity, to truth, to love, to connection. And sometimes again, like I'm like looking around me and I'm like, I cannot believe this is my life. How the heck did I end up here? I'm like looking at some of my siblings and they did not end up in, it's like some of them are going through like really rough times. And even my parents, like, like it's, and it's not because that's what I'm saying. It's like has nothing to do with where you came from or what you choose to come from or the experiences you had in your life. It's what you choose to align with. Like, what is the frequency and the attunement that you choose to align yourself with? It's in other words, it has nothing to do with the external world outside of you. It has nothing to do with the outside world. It's all inside of you. If you want to attract the partner of that's aligned with your soul, your soulmate, if you want to attract your soul purpose, if you want to attract your dream life, if you want to attract your soul community, your soul tribe, It has nothing to do, please listen to me on this. It has nothing to do with external things of like, oh, I need to try to find, or like, oh, this is what I think I want. No, it's about you tuning yourself to the highest of the highest frequency. You are aligning your energy centers and you tuning all of them into what is the most aligned with your highest truth. And then watch everything coming to you. You don't even have to go and look for anything because it's going to come to you. And this is the message here. Like, I think when we talk about manifestations, a lot of the times we're looking at like this, I want this thing out there. And no, it's like, how can I align myself into whatever it is that I want? Because sometimes, honestly, I'll be honest with you, and this is really important piece, like ding ding on this one. This is super important because sometimes you may not know what is possible. You think you want this thing because you think from your point of view, your perspective, you think this is the best thing for you. You think like, oh my gosh, if I'll have $1 million, I'm going to be the happiest person on earth, right? You think that, but there's so much that is not in your awareness, because if it's nothing that you've ever experienced before, how would you know what you want? How would you know what is the most aligned with your highest truth? This is the difference when we try to manifest like that from external things, like, oh, I want this car, I'm manifesting this car, I'm manifesting that thing, I'm manifesting this thing. This is ego. This is not your highest soul's truth. But when we're manifesting our highest soul's truth, you're not gonna know. I mean, most of the times you're not gonna know how that may look like. So what you want to do in this case is you want to bring yourself to a place of, oh, this is how I want to feel. This is how I want to feel every single day of my life. This is how I want to feel when I work. I don't want to feel like I'm working. I want to feel like I'm playing, for example. And it's like about like feeling the feelings in your body. Like, you probably know, if you heard a lot of videos of manifestations, you have to feel the feelings that you want to feel. But it's even more than that. It's like you have to like tune in energetically, like to your radio frequency that you want. You have to tune in to the frequency that you want to tune in order for you to be as a frequency, energetic match to whatever it is that you want. And you may ask me now, like, okay, Hanna, fine, I have to tune myself, the radio, whatever. How am I doing this, right? And this is where the chakras are coming into play, because the chakras are our energy centers. And remember, in the beginning of the video, I said you have to align and balance your energy centers in order to attract what it is that you want the most. And what it means is, I'll give you an example, okay? I'll go into details. I'll give you an example. For example, when we talk about self-worth, self-esteem, right? Self-worth, like lack of self-worth, low self-esteem, a lack of confidence, you feel like not worthy of love, not worthy of magical things, not worthy of money, not worthy of success, whatever it is that you feel like you're not worthy of. Guess where it manifests? Energetically, where it manifests is in your third energy center, okay? In your solar plexus. So, and again, each one holds, if you're not familiar with the energy centers, there's a tons of chakras videos on YouTube. I have a few on my channel. Like I said, I linked a few in the description below. But I also have for you a free chakra guide in the description below that has the characteristics for each energy centers and how does it look like, how it manifests in your life when there is an energy center that is out of balance and when there are in balance. For each one. So all of that is going to be in the chakra guide in the description below, so go check it out. But when we talk about lack of self-worth, if I inherently believe that I am not worthy to have success in my life or to have a loving, healthy, beautiful relationship, if I'm inherently think I'm not worthy of it. And a lot of the times, what I want to say, ding ding, to put a pin here, is that a lot of the times it is such a thing that is like running in the background that we're not even aware that we have this background thing that, oh, I really think I'm not worthy of this, that we're not even aware of it. And so that's like the first thing, is to become aware, because awareness is more than 75%. If you're not aware of something, how the heck are you going to work with it if you're not aware of it? So the first thing, you want to become aware. What is the inherently, like, the background message? Where did it come from? Because a lot of the times, most of the time, it's not coming from you. Guess what? It's not coming from you. It's a generational message. It's a generational pattern. It's a generational trauma. It's a generational story, societal conditioning, societal programmings. It didn't start with you. Maybe it's a past life even, and you are still carrying it within your energy body, within your chakras, within your solar plexus. This out of whack energy that is out of balance, that is telling you, that is energetically, because I talk a lot about it, but the roots of everything are in the energy. The roots of everything in this reality are in the energy field. Even like your business, if you have a business, if you are someone that has a business, or your work, or your relationship to work, your relationship to food, your relationship to money, your relationship to your partner, your traumas, patterns, the roots of that thing that is coming in our physical reality, the roots of that are in the unseen. The roots of that are in the energy field. So when we talk about our own individual experience from within our body, guess where the root starts? The roots of everything, your lack of self-worth, your codependency in relationship, your lack of safety in your soul, in your root chakra, your feeling of not belonging, root chakra, like all of these things, the roots are in the energy. This is the energy centers, the chakras. And this is why I'm so passionate about working with the chakras, with the energy centers. So when you have like inherently like lack of self-worth, and you want to manifest, like you really inherently believe that you're not worthy of money or success, guess what you need to work with? You have to go to your solar plexus, become aware of what's happening in your solar plexus, where it came from, and then transmute these energies. Help those energies transmute, realign those energies with the truth of who you are. Because the truth of who you are is whole, is perfect just as you are. The truth is beautiful, is solid. And all the stories and the traumas and the programmings and the conditioning and the templates, whatever words you want to use, it's actually moving away from that truth. Okay, I'm going to say that again. When you are experiencing trauma, conditioning, programming, which is pretty much every single person on planet Earth, you can't, you can't get away with that. You just can't get away with that. All of the trauma, programming, stories, whatever it is, it's not the truth. It's actually, the truth is here. It's already present. It's already exists. And okay, so I'm just like literally going to show you with the chakras. So this is a truth. This is like balanced chakras. When you have a story where you're not like worthy of success, guess what? You moved away from the center. You moved away from when it's balanced. So what do you need to do? You need to come back. You need to come back to the center. You need to come back to alignment. You need to come back to harmony and balance in order for you to to match your frequency into what it is that you want. And I know it sounds complicated, and it sounds like overwhelming maybe for some people if you're not really familiar with the chakras, or maybe you are familiar with the chakras and you've never done actually like deep work other than going to a sound healing or a Reiki session to get chakra alignment, because this is not what I'm talking about. You have to be engaged. You have to be engaged in your own work. You can't go to someone to fix you. You can't go to someone to, oh, just fix my body, just heal me. No, you are the one that can heal yourself. You are the one that have the power to heal yourself, and you're the only one that can save yourself. No one can save you, and you can't save anyone else. You are the only one that can save yourself. And when you save yourself, when I save myself, when I bring myself into balance, this way I become whole, I become balanced, and then I embody that example to others. And then I can maybe guide others or help others to come back to themselves in whatever way, in their way that they're doing it. And that's really what I do with my clients. I mean, when we go into sessions, I don't heal anyone. I don't do that. Really, what I'm actually facilitate in a session is you connecting with your own body, you connecting with your own chakras, you receiving the guidance, information, healing, insights from your own body. I'm not the one who's going to tell you, oh, this is what's wrong with you and this is what you need to do. No, your body's going to tell you what you need to do because I don't know what you need to do. Your body knows what you need to do. Your body knows. But what I can do is facilitate the connection, because as a society, we got so disconnected from our bodies that we don't even know where to start. How do I connect with my root chakra? I don't know. This is where I come in and I help you to connect with your root chakra so you can receive the answers and the guidance and the healing from your root chakra specifically. And then you can apply it to your life. And, I know you can see that I have my space here in Austin, Texas, but actually most of my clients I do online. And it's kind of really nice online because you are in your own space. You get to lay in your bed. You're in your own space, and you can move around. And I mean, there's endless of things that can come in sessions. But if you're someone that you want to align, you want to balance your energy centers, and you're not sure where to start, and you really want to do this to manifest the love of your life, to manifest your soulmate, to manifest that success, to manifest your dream job or your purpose, your gifts. Maybe you're like, well, I keep hearing everybody has gifts. I don't know what my gifts are. Let me tell you, you have gifts. If you're a human on this planet Earth, you have gifts. You have unique gifts for you. And the reason why, if you're someone who may not know what your gifts are, all it is because you moved away from the truth of who you are. You moved away, and it's not your fault. You're not the one who did this. You're not the one who started it, but you're the one who kind of agreed to it, in a sense. You agreed to it, and you have the power in yourself right now to choose to come back to yourself. It's a choice. You don't have to. You can if you want to. Like when we come into this human body, to this reality, to this world, to this 3D reality, we choose our parents, we choose our path, we choose our lineage, we choose which generational trauma to jump into, right? We choose it, but we don't have to stay there. We can choose to, come back to ourselves, and when we do it, first of all, we do it for ourselves. This is number one. We do it for ourselves. We are the first ones that are going to win from this. But on the way, we are doing it for the entire lineage. We're breaking the cycles, the traumas, the generational programming for the entire lineage. We're breaking it. And I can tell you, when I'm connecting with my ancestors and when I help my clients connect to their ancestors in sessions, the feeling of that is like, wow, like really feeling them behind me and how much they're proud of me and how much they're rooting for me. And like really feeling that. And like when my client is connecting with her ancestors, I'm like literally thinking about one specific client is like, absolutely. I mean, there's no such feeling like that because you're on your right path, because you can connect with them, you can communicate with them, and you can feel them. It's not like something in the mind. Like you can feel them, you can see the images, you can receive the downloads. And like that you're on the right path. And this is something that is available for everyone if you choose to. Please let me know in the comments below what you think about manifesting. And I would like to invite you to start practicing it, maybe with video journaling. I talk a lot about video journaling and the power of video journaling, kind of like what I do now. But you keep it for yourself. Or just regular journaling or meditation. Just, plant a seed as you start your video journaling session or as you start your meditation. Plant a seed. When I say plant a seed, is set an intention. Set an intention of how, like, I want to bring myself to that frequency that Hanna was talking about. I want to bring myself to this balance. Okay? So thank you so much for watching. Please share this video and please like this video too. That would really help me. And share it with friends and family if you found it helpful for you. Thank you so much and I hope you have an amazing day.